Hi, do you know the feeling when you look at your Docker images and you think to yourself, why are they so huge? I mean, this is a Hello World application I'm working with. Why are the Docker images so huge? So I find myself asking myself that question from time to time. And just this week, I learned about a Docker feature called multi-stage builds. I had never heard of them before. So I want to demonstrate to you how you can actually make your images slimmer. So for that, I created a simple web server written in Go. Okay, it basically has a couple of endpoints that just return plain text. Not important. So how would we go about building a Docker image for this? I went on to Docker Hub and downloaded a couple of Docker images to use Golang Docker images. So we have Alpine and Stretch, and we can see that Alpine is about half the size, less than half the size of Stretch. So I would go with Alpine. I don't know about you. I would only use Stretch say if there were some features I needed from that image. Assuming we go with let's build our Docker file. So we start with from Golang, and we add our tag Alpine. So let's copy our server's source code, simple server.go, to say a build directory. Well, let me actually set a work directory build, and then we can just use like dot here. Next thing is the important step of building our application inside the Docker container, where we have the Go environment available. And for that, I will actually use a couple of Docker specific, Go specific flags. No, see, Go and Go OS Linux. That's the right target. And then the command finally, go build simple server.go. Yeah, that should produce our executable. And so the last thing we have to do is just set up our entry point, right? Simple server. If everything is okay here, we should be able to docker build -t. Let's just call it simple server and see if we can actually build our image. So since this is based off of the Alpine image, it should be around that size, 350 megabytes. Let's make sure. Yeah, well, a little bigger than I expected. So we have simple server here at 366 megabytes. I think it's a bit too much for what it does. Anyway, let's try and run this a container with this image. Docker run. I'm trying to get used to using the full Docker commands. Run. Let's call this simple server. Let's have it auto delete and background. Don't forget to map your ports. And here's our image. And hopefully we should be able to hit it. Let's use curl. And there we go. I can have foo, I can have bar, and those are my two endpoints. And yes, it's working. Let's just stop this. Docker container stop simple server. Stopped it. Okay. Now, can we improve this? Okay. Well, of course we can. Otherwise, I wouldn't be recording this video. So how can we go about this? What is the multi-stage build thing about? Well, the idea is that you can have a step or an image created like with these commands here. You can use them as a base point to build another image, a slimmer image. So we can do that here. Say instead of using Alpine, I'm going to use that image Golang Alpine just for the building part of my process. Now I want to have something slimmer. And what can be slimmer than starting from scratch? So let's start from scratch. And the nice thing here is that the multi-stage build allows you to use artifacts or resources created by a previous phase of your Docker file and use them here to set up your final image. So that's what we're going to do here. Because we already built the executable for the previous image, we're just going to copy that executable inside our new image, which started from scratch. So let's do that. So the thing is that the copy command has a parameter called from that allows you to indicate. You can either do it numerically. Say I could say 0, which means the first image that was built here, the first from section. Or I can do better and I can use a named session. So how do you do that? You just come here and say as, and you can give this a name. Let's call this app builder. And then here I can just say from app builder, right? I want to copy it. Where is the executable? Where was it built? Inside build/simple server. And let me copy it to, oh, I can do the same thing here, set up a work. This time let's use /app because this is our actual final image. Oh, I don't need this entry point anymore. This is the image that's going to have the entry point set up to. Let's make this app simple server. You see? So what we're doing here is we're referring to app builder here and using this as a source. And we're getting this artifact from that image and then copying to our new image. So in the end, we're only going to have this as the recipe for our final image. Let's try it out, shall we? Where's our Docker build? Let's add a tag here, call it slim, and see if it works. Well, Docker image ls. Oh, and there we go. Look at our slim version. It only has 7.32 megabytes. Pretty good, huh? I mean, and this is because we came from Alpine. If we had started with Stretch, the difference would be even more staggering, like 100 times smaller. This time we only got like about 50 times smaller, but still it's a great number, isn't it? Well, but let's see if it still works. Let's start a container with this. Yeah, we just need to add the slam. Yeah, our container is running. Let's try it out. Let's hit it with, yeah, it works. So, as I said, the source of this is the multi-stage build. Okay. Some of you may ask, okay, couldn't you just have built this executable? Couldn't you have done this step outside of a Docker file and then just do this the way you did here? Yes, the answer is yes, you're right. But then you'd have to have like a script to do the building. You would have to have a Go environment set up at your deploy server, at your build server. So the nice thing about this multi-stage build is that you can use a Docker image to do the actual building phase, and then you can create a slimmer version to contain your final application. Well, I hope you found this interesting, and I hope that it's useful to you, and that's it for now. See ya.